My name is Claire Whitmore. I'm 36, an elementary school art teacher, and I live in a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood in Oregon. I married Adam when I was 24. We met at a coffee shop while reaching for the same biscotti. He let me have it. I thought that meant something. We got married a year later. We had our daughter Lily, 4 years after that. She has Adam's eyes, hazel with flecks of green, and my stubborn jaw. Our house was filled with her laughter, with late-night movies, shared chores and holiday traditions. We were that couple, the ones who smiled too easily, the ones who hosted Thanksgiving and took turns saying things like, "I'm lucky to love my best friend." For 12 years, I believed our life was solid, real, until the day I opened a box that would change everything. It was a rainy Saturday. Lily had been asking to see our wedding photos, curious about the before times. I hadn't looked at them in years, so I climbed up into the attic, brushing away cobwebs and old memories. I found a box labelled college papers in Adam's handwriting and opened it, thinking maybe the photo album was misplaced there. Inside, I found letters, dozens of them. They were tied neatly with a red ribbon, aged at the edges, and some were marked with lipstick kisses. The handwriting was elegant, feminine, and every letter was signed Rachel. I wish I had stopped reading, but I didn't. The early ones were dated long before I met Adam. I tried to convince myself they were just leftovers from a life he had moved on from. Then I found one from 2016, then 2018, then 2020. The content shifted from wistful nostalgia to deeply intimate words. Memories that didn't involve me, descriptions of hotel rooms, of laughing over wine, of stealing a weekend before the guilt returned. She even mentioned our daughter. Wrote, "You looked at Lily today like she was someone else's, like you weren't sure where you belonged." My fingers went numb. I sat on the attic floor for hours, the rain tapping the roof above me, the box of letters like an anchor on my chest. When I finally came downstairs, Adam was in the kitchen making tea. He looked up and smiled. I didn't smile back. I placed the letters on the table, said nothing. His face changed in an instant. His hands shook as he flipped through them. And then he said the thing I'll never forget. "Claire, I didn't mean for you to ever see these." Not, "I'm sorry," not, "let me explain." Just that. That I wasn't meant to know. The next few days were a blur of silence, anger, and aching emptiness. He admitted everything. Rachel had been his girlfriend in college. They lost touch, reconnected through social media. It started with emails, grew into phone calls. Then one day, he made a mistake. But he didn't stop. Not once. It wasn't one night. I was someone he could lie to every day, then still kiss goodnight. The house felt foreign after that. The kitchen where I once baked cookies with Lily now smelled of betrayal. The bed we once shared felt cold, even when we both lay in it. I moved into the guest room. Adam slept in our room alone. Lily noticed the difference. She was only 8, but children are sensitive to silence. "Why doesn't Daddy eat with us anymore?" she asked over cereal one morning. I told her, gently, that sometimes grown-ups need space, that Mummy and Daddy were working through something hard. She nodded, like she was trying to be brave, but I saw the confusion in her eyes. I went to work like normal, smiled at the kids in my class, pretended to be okay. But every moment, I was replaying those letters in my mind. The handwriting, the secrets, the version of Adam I had never seen. And I kept asking myself, how could I not have known? Was I too trusting? Too busy? Too naive? I had sacrificed for this marriage, given up chances to teach at better-paying schools, stayed up late grading papers while Adam went on work trips, some of which I now realized were not work trips at all. I kept waiting for the pain to become manageable. It didn't. One night I found myself standing outside in the rain, barefoot on the porch, clutching one of Rachel's letters in my hand. It was dated the week of our 10th anniversary. I remembered that week. Adam had surprised me with a weekend getaway to the coast. The letter described how guilty he had felt leaving Rachel behind. He said he was trying to be good, but that his heart was in two places. I was celebrating our love while he mourned his other one. I wept on the porch that night until my tears blended with the rain. I started therapy 2 weeks later. At first, I didn't know what to say, but slowly the words came. My therapist asked questions I had never dared to ask myself. Do you believe you deserve better? Can love exist without honesty? What would healing look like for you, not him? And piece by piece, I began to return to myself. I told Adam I wanted a separation. He cried. He said he'd change, that he'd never speak to Rachel again, that he'd go to therapy, that we could still save what we had. But I told him the truth. What we had is already gone. The day he moved out, Lily clung to his leg. I didn't cry in front of her, but I did in the bathroom afterward, clutching a towel like it could hold me together. She asked me, "Will Daddy come back?" And I told her what I believed with all my heart. Some families look different than others, but we'll always be a family. And I'll always be here for you, always. In the weeks that followed, I changed slowly. I painted again, something I hadn't done in years. My first piece was messy, angry, just colours crashing into one another, but it was mine. To unclog a drain, hung shelves by myself, small victories. And each time Adam sent flowers, I didn't respond. Each time he wrote, "I miss you," I didn't answer. I wasn't interested in repairing what was built on lies. I was interested in rebuilding me. One morning, I found Lily in the backyard, drawing something in chalk. I walked over and saw a picture of 3 stick figures holding hands. "That's you, me, and Daddy," she said. "Even if he doesn't live here anymore, he's still in the picture." It broke my heart and healed it at the same time. Children don't see brokenness the way adults do. They see connection. And all I wanted was for Lily to grow up understanding love. Not just the kind that brings people together, but the kind that teaches you when to let go. Now, a year later, the house is quieter, but it's honest. There are no more secrets hidden in boxes, no more half-truths behind smiles. I still think of Adam sometimes, not with longing, but with a dull ache, like a scar from a wound that once bled too much. I think of Rachel too, and I hope, strangely, that she found peace, not with him, just within herself. And me? I'm healing, not perfectly, but deeply. I've learned that love isn't just what you give someone else, it's what you give yourself too, especially when the person you trusted most takes everything and leaves you standing in the ruins of what you believed. But ruins can be rebuilt, and this time I'm laying each brick with truth.